Welcome back to Round 3 MPO coverage of the 2025 Syracuse Open, sponsored by the Pies Guys. We are at Van Buren Park in Baldwinsville, New York. I'm Luke Saccharin, joined by Tournament Director Stephen Bailey.
Excited to see the last 9 here. If you haven't yet, check out the front 9. Check out the first 2 rounds of coverage. If you like seeing Nathan Queen take birdies, you are really going to enjoy the first 5 videos. There's Nathan 7 down through 9 here in our final round. Lead card, tee time event. So the cards in front of them, the chase card, third card still on the course. And you see Ty Love 9 down. So getting some pressure from other cards.
And we're starting off on hole number 10. New position from previous years. Tee pad's now about 50 foot further back and 30 feet to the right. There's a cliff behind the basket, so you want to control the speed of your shot off the tee. As we see Nathan a little bit early on his throw. Line to the baskets, pretty much right in the center of your screen there. For the righty, it's kind of a turning backhand or even a forehand. The lefty shot really would have shaped up nice, but
yeah, I think the righty forehand and the lefty backhand straight shots shape up pretty well. Like Luke said, new pad, so players are still figuring out exactly how to attack it. And Christopher's giving himself a look there.
Yeah, just a bit low out of his hand, and looked like his forward momentum was stopped by a little scraggly guy there in the fairway.
Parker getting some nice turn and collects in front of the lattice OB fence. So he will have a putt for 2. And we get a rare mistake from Nathan there, just a little left on that approach. Very tough spot and tight gap to hit. But he will probably be looking at a bogey from there.
You get the opposite kind of reaction there for Connor. Favorable kick back to the basket. His approach was leaking a little bit to the right.
That'll bring Nathan a little bit closer to the field here. Big putt from Christopher. It's got to be 50, 60 feet. And absolutely hearted.
And by this point in the round, Nathan's actually sitting in second place. We have competitors on the chase cards putting down some big numbers or some low numbers in some hot rounds.
Good hit there from Connor. See plenty of scoring opportunities in our back 9 here. Got a couple more woods holes after this, and then our players come out in the open and climb their way to the top of the park.
And the first blemish on Nathan Queen's scorecard for the day. He's had about a bogey around thus far.
Moving on to hole 11, 310-foot par 3. Tunnel shot, a little bit of a kind of challenging tree in the middle of the fairway there. But pretty much just want to throw something that carries straight and finishes a little bit left.
And you see Christopher just beating the tree in the middle of the fairway on the right side. That's the ideal line. A little much hyzer on his throw. So he's leaving himself a little left of the basket.
Yeah. Fairly challenging gap, even for our top players. I think anything that gets up there you got to be fairly happy with.
A bit high on the release from Parker. Kicking him further left. He'll have a tricky approach to save his par.
You see Connor pulling that right. He'll need to scramble from there.
A nice low piercing drive from Nathan, giving himself an opportunity to bounce back after that bogey on the last hole.
That was a nice little reaction at the very end. He might have a small tree in his way, but relatively clean look. And nice pitch up there from Connor. Should be able to cover up that rough drive.
Just high on the putt from Parker, catching the band.
Got another shallow C2, maybe around circle's edge putt for Nathan. And it is perfect.
Yeah, really needed to get that one after the bogey on the last hole. He is behind at this point in the round, but with holes left to play.
Christopher, good back-to-back birdies. And Connor cleaning it up. Pretty solid hole for our lead card. Couple of birdies here. Moving on to a very scoreable 12th.
Hole number 12. Pick your style of throwing a straight shot. Righty forehand, lefty backhand, righty backhand. You're just looking to beat a couple of these trees on the left and filter to the left side of the basket and give yourself a pretty straightforward putt on this short hole. As we see Christopher execute a very nice forehand, and Nathan following it up with a solid backhand effort of his own.
Yeah, I see a lot of people take that left side. Can also flex on the right side. Big pull there from Parker, and
A great kick.
yeah, you can tell he even didn't expect that with his hands up.
A little surprised to see these soft run-ups from these guys. It's only 213-foot hole. You'd think just a standstill would be enough, but whatever they're comfortable with.
Stepper from Connor, just a little high. That's a nice turn on that. Nathan with the back-to-back birdies after the bogey.
You see him taking a nice deep breath before that putt. This event means a lot to him. This would be the 10th state that he wins in, and I believe it would be his third A-Tier on the year.
Connor flipping it in. And we're heading on to hole 13. After this, clean up from Christopher. Nice birdie there.
This coverage is brought to you by the Pies Guys, title sponsor of the Syracuse Open for its first 4 years. Reese and the Pies Guys team have been integral to the growth of the event since day one, providing lunch for all players and contributing to one of the largest pro purses in the Northeast. Stop in and chow down on their selection of brick oven pizza, fish fry, subs, and more. Or carry out your next meal. With 5 locations in central New York, including 4 in Syracuse, you're never far from a hot slice.
All right, we are headed out of the woods with hole 13, 682-foot par 4. Got maybe 100 feet of tunnel, a little bit of left to right shape that you're going to need to hit to have a chance to get up and down for your birdie. Pretty fair gap for these guys, but the punishment for not hitting the gap can be severe. Christopher getting out and getting to the left past our short pin. He should have an open hyzer from there.
A little bit left there for Nathan, but he gets out of the tunnel clean, leaving himself in the middle of the fairway with probably a 320-foot approach or so.
I would think for lefty backhand, being off to the right might be a touch better. Parker, you can see, did not get out of the gap.
Yeah, just a little overthrown for him.
And Connor smushed this one. Getting all the way back to hyzer. And that's got to be in the 450 ballpark. We got Parker throwing standstill flex forehand from the top of a wood pile.
Making a decent amount of progress. He should still be able to clean up his 4 even after the missed drive.
Yeah, he's inside of 300 feet for sure from there.
Christopher hanging it out wide and leaving it out a little wide and a little short. See what Parker can do here to make his life easy and walk away with no bogey. He's going to have a good look at par.
That's a nice shot from there. Well, it can be a little tough to get the distance right on this one. It's kind of a little bit of a false front. And then a drop off behind as well.
And some lush grass. You're not going to get a lot of skip out of these shots. Even you see Nathan leaving his shot a little low.
Yeah,
Pretty much pinned it.
Connor getting eaten up too.
Long look here for Christopher.
Just low.
Looked good out of his hand. There's a little bit of wind out here in this open hole. You can see the leaves moving behind the basket. Not sure if he was dealing with a little bit of a tailwind. Caught more drop than he wanted.
Oof. You see Connor playing for that drop as well, I think.
Yeah, just not quite enough. A little high in the chains and a little bit left. He leaks it out.
It's a pretty nice 4 there from Parker. Wouldn't say it was fortuitous to be on a wood pile, but when you get the early kick left in the gap, you can bring in some higher numbers a little quicker.
And that's a real nice birdie for Nathan. You see that ties him for the lead at 32 under par with 5 holes left to go.
Another turkey for Nathan. And picking up a stroke on the card. Moving on to hole 14.
Hole 14, over the pond shot, 270 feet to the basket, and probably about 230 feet to clear the water. See a little bit of a right to left wind. That should be holding this backhand out, so it won't swing in too far for Nathan as he hits the pin.
Nathan just absolutely dialed in coming down the stretch here. Christopher giving this some width.
I like this play with the right to left crosswind, leaving it out wide, letting the wind bring it back to the island green.
Got about a 45-foot drop zone if you don't make the island.
And a similar shot here from Parker as to Christopher, and hitting the banners and just trickling out of bounds.
Hitting the post long. It almost checked up.
Fortunate to hit the banners to not go long, but not doubly as fortunate to stay in bounds after the roll.
Yeah, didn't quite get the good break. Connor doesn't need a break. That is parked.
Yeah, picking up on the distance from Parker and making the correction as he just leaves his drop zone putt. A little high, a little left. He's putting back into a headwind there. No easy putt. But an easy putt for Christopher as he takes his birdie on the hole.
That is 4 in a row for Nathan. Bouncing back from that bogey in strong fashion. And that gets him into a tie for first. Officially. We are moving on to hole 15. 412-foot par 3. Plays a little shorter than that downhill. You got OB left, right, and long. It's basically a funnel. The more aggressive you get, the more dangerous the shot becomes. And Nathan swings this one out left, but it holds on, and he should be right around circle's edge.
Nice flex forehand here from Christopher. Just a little bit short.
Yeah, could have got a little bit of a skip there, but it didn't happen.
And here's the play that I like myself. The big high backhand over the bridge, but not crossing back in bounds. Connor will be left with, I assume, about an 80-foot approach for a par save.
Yeah, it's tough. Almost got back. That's a nice shot from Parker. Should be inside the circle. Let's see if Christopher's still low. A little low again. Yeah, I can tell. Just didn't quite get that foul through high enough.
They gave Connor a pretty favorable position. He left that one out over the bridge, but they gave it to him in front of it. Still leaving the putt just a bit low, as is Nathan. All 3 putts so far low out of their hands.
And that's first time we've seen Nathan do that, perhaps.
Yeah, by this point in the round, the wind's swirling a little bit. You got OB on every direction. And it's a tight race. He's in a tie for first.
Yep. I mean, knows probably just needs one more to climb into solo first, and he'll have 3 more shots at it.
This coverage is brought to you by Myers Creek Brewing Company, a major sponsor of the Syracuse Open and steadfast supporter of the local disc golf community. Featuring 2 central New York locations, Myers Creek has been voted the best brewery in Advanced Media's 2023 Reader's Choice Awards. Come out to the Farm Brewery in Cazenovia, which includes a 9-hole disc golf course and hosts a Thursday night putt club each winter. Or stop in at the Inner Harbor Tap Room and grab yourself a pint of Bangin' Chains Session IPA. Myers Creek, proudly brewing what's next for craft beer in the heart of New York State.
Breaking down hole 16 here at Van Buren. Big uphill, par 4, 606 feet. Probably pays about 800 feet with the elevation change. You got OB left, those wooden fence stakes right before the road. You got the OB Park Road that splits the 2 fairways. And Parker's sailing clear over that. And an OB line up to the right, where you see some spectators standing.
And here we got Nathan getting some really nice turn.
Yeah, really trusting that one out past that left side OB. Not really challenging it, but not taking that, not bringing that power line pull into play either.
Taking the most direct path to the basket.
Yeah.
Christopher coming up short of the road.
Yeah, I got that one a little nose up, and I'm sure would normally have no problem getting over the road. It's a bit of a headwind that they were thrown into. He actually flew backwards, kept him short of the road as Connor puts a move on one.
Yeah, that's pretty good position to attack from. And you can kind of see what Christopher has from short of the road. His back foot is probably at least a few inches lower than his front foot there. So not the easiest stance to generate power.
Creeping up towards that right side OB, you see that line starting down from the road and carrying up to the upper parking lot.
Yeah, all in all, a pretty good shot there just to get a look, I think. And Nathan going hyzer, and he should be around circle's edge, I think.
Pretty straightforward shot for Connor. About 250 feet up the hill.
Yeah.
Letting gravity do what it does and stop the disc right in front of the basket. Parker following suit. They're right next to each other. They got a couple of easy tap-ins for birdie.
There's Christopher's look. Gives it the height. Just pushed a little bit. Pretty valiant bid. And here's Nathan for solo first. And he knocks it down. Really nice putt. Always a little breezy up there. And you could tell he knew what he was going for. It gets him to 34 down with 2 to play.
And while the rest of our lead card is They've fallen off the pace. They still want to have a strong finish here. This is a USDGC qualifying event, so anyone that does not currently have their invite, they're looking to secure that with a good finish here.
Yeah, we got 2 spots available, and Nathan is already qualified. Got hole 17, 645-foot par 4, flying over this hill and then up to the basket on the right. You'll see this hole attacked a few different ways. I think being right off the tee can be good, especially for righties. Our biggest arms will fully clear this hill, but if you can't quite get over it, being right sets you up for a nice flex shot. And there's Parker, turn and catch cam around. That is a rip.
It takes a lot of power to get over that hill, and he made it look easy. See, the shot from Nathan here is a little more common of what you'll see from players with not as much power, throwing right into that hillside.
Yeah, I think just for how a righty might want to be right to set up an Anheuser release, a lefty being left gives you a lot of fairway to work with if you got a clean lie.
And this is just such an impressive shot. Just a one-angle hyzer, uphill, well over 450 feet of power.
Flex forehand from Christopher. This is gonna maybe have one of those little pines to contend with, as does Nathan here.
And not just the pines, there's a park bench that he just scoots past. That's a great shot from where he is.
Yeah, we try and put everything out there to slow Nathan down, but there's no stopping him this weekend.
It's a nice looking approach here from Christopher.
Yeah.
Coming up a bit short, actually. Not giving that one all the gusto needed.
Yeah, the angle looked good. Don't mind being a little short on this hole. It's a safe putt up the hill. And there's Parker.
Nice roll forward. Also looked a little bit soft out of his hand, but he was so far up there that it was the appropriate speed.
Yep. And Connor settles down as well. Those guys kind of following each other around these last couple holes.
Just not a committed putt there from Parker. Leaving it high left and not center enough for the basket to catch it. And Christopher's saying to himself, I like the look of that. I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah, a little bit uphill, so maybe not the cleanest of footing, but you want to knock those down.
And Nathan says, I'm going to miss it high. You guys missed it left, I'm going to miss it high. He did have a good laugh about that one. He didn't really miss the putt high the entire tournament.
We'll call it a tough pin location. You guys managing the tap-ins okay at least, and they'll all be ready to go to hole 18.
And here we are, the final hole of the tournament, hole 18 at Van Buren Park. The marquee hole of the course, the big downhill shot to send you home. OB fence on the right, OB parking lot long left, but you won't be pushing that. As we see Connor hang one out wide, trusting it over that OB fence, and coming up to about circle's edge.
We'll call it the desktop background shot. A little bit of throwback action there. Nathan
throwing a wraith.
Keeping it away from OB and swinging back late. Whoo!
And nearly acing it under the basket. He's going to be walking away with a victory in the 10th state in his career.
And that'll be a 12-down round. I believe that it's preliminarily 1061 rated.
Parker with a nice shot as well. Trusting it out wide, coming up just a little long in the basket, but well within the circle. And a nice shape here from Christopher. Let's see if we can get the swing back towards the basket. Looks to be just about inside the circle, if not on the edge.
Just a little low from Connor. Parker trying to finish on a high note.
Hangs up just a bit in the wind. Putting back in a headwind after the downhill tailwind drive.
Nice finish from Christopher. Really solid round from him. Like seeing the rounded game he's got. Forehand, backhand, some nice putts.
And that's a top 5 finish for him, I believe.
Yeah.
Cleaning up par for Parker. Also in a tie for 5th.
Connor finishing things out. And Nathan tapping out one more birdie. That's 35 on the weekend. Out of 54 holes. 35 down. He actually had 3 bogeys, I think. So 38 birdies out of 54 holes. And got a beautiful trophy here for him from Ryan Appleton, one of our locals.
And just congratulations to Nathan Queen. As I said, his 10th state that he has an MPO Pro win in, I believe his 3rd A-Tier of the year. It meant a lot to him. I had a chance to spend a lot of time with Nathan off the course. I housed him for the week. I take credit for his victory. And
this is my 10th state, so this one's going to be
just a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Kudos to Alex Berg and Braden Sides for taking down the USDGC spots. Incredible battle at the top of the MPO division, and I think everyone who finished near the top truly deserved it. There was no getting there without scoring quite a bit through 3 rounds. When you have scoring conditions like that, you know, that's just kind of what it requires. There you see Alex finishing in 2nd with 13 down. He had, an ace and 2 eagles on the weekend?
He had an ace and 2 eagles and the hot round for day 3. So great tournament for Alex, and congratulations on the USDGC spot.
Yeah, we'll be rooting for him and Braden down at Winthrop. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks again to the Pies Guys for being our title sponsor. Be sure to subscribe to Gatekeeper Media and like all our videos. And hopefully we'll see you next year.